What's up, everybody? I'm Chris Dailey, joined here by ex-NFL wide receiver and soon-to-be PGA golfer, maybe, Brice Butler. So, Brice, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you having me, big dog.
Yeah. And so we've been talking because we've been trying to enter this fantasy draft. So the whole point of this interview is we interviewing, but we also have like a fantasy football league going on between some of my followers at the Sports Grid here. So Brice, thanks for joining that as well. I mean, it really means a lot, that you did that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be interesting because we're gonna see how good I am as a general manager because I've never done this before, and so we'll see if I can develop a pretty good championship winning team.
Yeah, we will see. So, anyways, I mean, you got some, genetics here. Your father was a 12-year NFL veteran, and although you were about 2, I think, when he retired, you still saw him really play, and he was a defensive back, so you're a wide receiver. You guys, ever go one-on-one in the front yard or something like that?
No, that's actually a great question because growing up, I played quarterback up until the time I got into high school. My dad played quarterback up until the time he got to college. So he was trying to make me a quarterback. Obviously, he had, good reasons. Quarterbacks make a lot of money, and they, do their thing or whatever. But when I got to high school, I changed the position to receiver because I couldn't really throw the ball that far. So we did I have one vivid memory of me and him going one-on-one, and it was one day I think I was a junior or senior in high school, and I was getting recruited highly, and I thought I was the man. And then he was at a practice one day, and I was like, man, he was talking crap, and I was like, well, you can't guard me or whatever. And then he was like, man, I can guard you. So he just walked up on me, he pressed me, and then literally just jammed me and threw me into the ground and was like, trust me, I've done this a long time. Yeah. He was like, you can't beat me. And I remember I was just mad because all my buddies were there. I probably had some tears in my eyes, but yeah, he did that to me. And that's the only vivid memory I have of me and him going one-on-one against each other.
Yeah, and I saw all your brothers played football too, which is interesting. Basketball, which is interesting because, your dad's in the NFL. So your one brother actually managed to go pro in Germany. Did you ever go to his games in Germany and watch him play?
No, I was never able to because when he was in Germany, he played in Sweden and Denmark as well. I was in my seasons. Mm-hmm. So I never was able to go out there. But my wife played WNBA basketball. She played overseas as well. So I was able to visit her after a season. After my second season in the league, she was playing in Belgium. And I got to spend some time with her out in Belgium for a month, which was cool. That was sort of kind of my first time being in Europe, especially for that long. So yeah, being able to go out there and, see her play and do that type of stuff was cool.
Yeah, and so you actually, just to track back now, you mentioned going to high school, and you did great in high school for somebody who always played quarterback. You were 100 ESPN top 150, so as a recruit and stuff, and you go to USC, play under Pete Carroll for your first 2 seasons, one as a redshirt and then a redshirt freshman. So Pete Carroll, we all know him as one of the best coaches. He was the only coach who won a national title in college football and the Super Bowl. So what do you think separates Pete from all the other coaches that you've had?
Honestly, that's a great question. And I see that you've done your homework, which is what's up. But Pete, the thing with him that I like the most that resonates still to this day with him is the fact that he understands the individual player. And what I mean by that is he understands that everybody comes from different walks of life and different backgrounds. They had different journeys to get to the point that they are now, which is the NFL. And he doesn't hold that against any player. He allows players to be who they want to be. He allows Chris to be Chris. He allows Brice to be Brice. And it's just as long as we go out on the field between those white lines and, we work hard and we keep the team first and keep the team in mind at hand at all times, he allows you to be who you want to be. And I think that's why when he left the Patriots a long time ago and ended up going, or the Jets, and ended up going back to Southern Cal, he was able to be really successful there with that mindset. And then obviously he developed that and developed the dynasty up in LA, and then he took it to Seattle. I wish he would have stayed with me when I was at SC. I think things would have been different for me there, but I enjoyed the time that I had with him.
Yeah, so you actually did talk about like your time at USC because Lane Kiffin, and you didn't play as much as you might have would have liked, but you go to San Diego State, and to be fair, you ball out, as a senior or a redshirt senior, so fifth-year senior, and then you don't get invited to the combine, but you do have an amazing pro day. So how did you prepare mentally and physically for a pro day, especially not knowing you're not going to go to the combine? Because I don't think that gets like enough media attention, so to say, the guys that don't get invited. So how did you prepare?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, even if you don't go to the combine, you know that there's an opportunity out there, right? Yeah. So I always knew that all I needed was just to get in the door. So as long as I got in the door, I knew my talent would speak for itself. Obviously, in college, I really didn't have the stats that I wanted. Even when I went to San Diego State, it didn't end up turning out to be what I thought it was going to be. We didn't really have a great quarterback situation there when I went. And prior to those years, that before I went to San Diego State, they threw for like 5,000 yards a year. So I'm thinking like, ooh, it don't matter who they got playing quarterback, we're going to throw the ball. And then when I got there, it just ended up being a little different. Had a great time there. I love my Aztecs. Shout out to my son right here that's standing by the door. But to answer your question, I mean, you just gotta stay focused. I knew from a young kid when watching my dad, looking at his pictures, him talking to me about the game. I knew that I always wanted to play in the NFL. So regardless of the fact that I went to the combine or not, I knew I had to put up the numbers that I needed to technically at the combine numbers to do well and to give myself a shot. And I ran pretty well, and I did everything I was supposed to do, and I got drafted.
Yeah, and what's funny too is because to stay on track. So we'll get back to getting drafted, but I think it was a 67-yard catch that you had with the Cowboys when the announcer said, "Oh, he's not the fastest." I'm like, people in the comments section of the YouTube video said he ran a 4:38 at the pro day. I don't know what you're talking about. So that was pretty funny. So I just thought of that at the top of my head there, but I was reading that. I'm like, yeah, what's this announcer talking about? But anyways.
That was my guy, what's his name? I can't, Consworth. I think at the time he just didn't really know who I was. And then over time, if you watch how he announced me as it went on after that, he always talked about this guy's super fast, like he's a really good receiver and stuff like that. So I just think at the time he just didn't know who I was. But I remember that too because I heard it and I was like, I'm not fast. Like, what?
So. That's funny. So, and you talked about getting drafted too. So, especially seeing your, father kind of be an NFL player and see all the pictures on the wall. What did it mean for you to finally make the big leagues and get drafted to the Oakland Raiders?
So you said, how did it feel?
Yeah, just talk about your emotions, especially as the call. You get the call from who was I think Mark Allen, Dennis Allen. I was the coach of the Raiders.
I ended up getting a call from Reggie McKenzie, who was the general manager at the time, and it's funny. My dad played. He got drafted. He was a first round pick, right? Everybody wants to be a first rounder. So growing up, am I supposed to be drafting right now?
Yeah. I've been trying to simultaneously.
Oh, I'm on the clock.
Go between my.
Hold on, I'm on the clock.
This is the interview. It's gonna be have some hair-raising moments here.
Okay, so look, what? I'm drafting him.
Pat Mahomes, wow.
I was Patrick Mahomes not picked first or second. I'm going for Pat. Are you kidding me?
Most people pick. Yeah, you got to go with Pat, but most people pick running backs the first few times in the draft. But I'd say that's a good pick. No. I mean, listen. I hope that guy. I think he could be an all-time great. And my dad always says to me, "Oh, the guys." I think it's the guys that can run. Their careers don't last long because they get a hit or something. But the thing with Mahomes is he can do everything, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't rely on one thing to make him great. So I think that's why.
100%. I don't know how Patrick Mahomes didn't go first.
Yeah. Well.
I don't know how that didn't happen. I'm excited. I have them.
Yeah.
I'll be happy with them. I'll take them. Okay, so to answer your question, I wanted to be a first round pick too. Like I obviously had goals and aspirations to be a first round pick. So for me, the draft, it was like bittersweet, like going into it, because I knew I wasn't going to be a first, 1 through 4 round picks, because like my college career didn't end up being what I wanted it to be. But I was always still like hoping that I got my name called. So on that Saturday, when the 7th round came around, I had stopped watching the draft because I was like, man, I'm getting, kind of mad, angry, I'm not drafted yet. Then you start thinking about things like, maybe if I would have did this better when I was in college, or, if this would have happened, I would have been okay, blah, blah, blah. So, all those thoughts start to happen. And then it just got to a point where, I just had to like let go and just pray and be like, God, I know you got me. You know what I'm saying? I know you're going to take care of it. We'll be fine. And then, bro, literally, I was sitting down on my couch with my family, and I was talking on the phone with the Chicago Bears receiver coach, and we were talking, and then literally, as he was talking to me on my phone, like, I got a call that came from an Oakland number, and I'm like, I don't know if I should hang up the phone with this coach because I don't want to ruin the Chicago Bears situation, Yeah. And then they ended up calling the secondary number that I had, gave them just to make sure. And so when they called that number, they were looking for me. And, I gave my dad the Chicago Bears coach. And then, I got on the phone with Reggie McKenzie. And he was like, yo, this is Reggie McKenzie, general manager of Oakland Raiders. We're going to draft you with this pick. And I was like, whoa, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Tearing up, crying. Saw my name on the TV, and that's a moment that I'll never forget, man.
That's a plot twist right there in your life, and that's what people don't know too. Like, I don't know if you watch NBA or follow it at all, but it's Nikola Jokic, who's this big guy on the Denver Nuggets now, and he's insane. And he was drafted, I want to say 46 overall a few years back, and he was sleeping as he got picked, and that's like a funny picture now. Because everybody says, oh, look, this guy's, tearing up the NBA. A guy who was sleeping when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
He's a monster, too. They're about to play in a little bit.
Yeah. I know, I'm mad because Luka Doncic got knocked out today, and they've been targeting him. They've been targeting him. The Clippers are a dirty team right now.
They were going after him, man. He's their best player. The other best player was out, and so they were like, let's make it hard on him. But the thing about Luka is he's tough as nails, man. I mean, he still went out and gave him 38. You know what I'm saying? He's only 21. He's a young guy. He's closer to you in age than he is to me.
Jeez. And we want to talk about European basketball. He said it's easier to score in the EuroLeague than it is in the NBA. I mean, no, it's easier to score in the NBA than it is in EuroLeague. That's what he said about.
Yeah, because the game out there is a little bit more physical, and it's
so he's used to
it's a little grimier than it is here. That's for sure.
So I'm 14, going to be a freshman in high school. He's 16 the time he makes his professional debut. That's insane, especially in basketball. Because I know soccer, that's normal, but basketball, crazy.
Yeah, it's different out there, man. They don't really have to go through the schooling system like we have to here.
Yeah, it's like youth academies there.
Yeah, it's different. I don't really know how to explain it because I didn't live that life. So.
Back on track here. You played. I'm sure you teamed with Charles Woodson in Oakland. So
yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, line up against one of the best to ever do it. What was that experience like? At practices, battling out with a GOAT.
Oh, man. Shout out to my guy, Steve Wood, man. I love him. I mean, we still have a good relationship to this day. He was a guy that I leaned on a lot for a lot of advice and experience, wisdom, through his experiences and, through his eyes of playing in the league for as long as he did. And shout out to him because, like, he taught me a lot of stuff that I needed to know. He got on my case when I wasn't balling the way I was supposed to as a rookie, especially after I had a really good camp, a really good start to my rookie season, and then kind of dwindled a little bit. I hurt my shoulder. My shoulder came out of place or whatever, and then it just kind of all went downhill for my rookie season. And so he was with me every step of the way because I was that guy that, I told him like, hey, if you see anything in my game, if you see something that I'm doing, like, let me know. Tell me, like, don't hold it back. I'm not a guy that's gonna get mad at you for telling me the truth. I would rather hear the truth than, hear something that's not the truth. And so he did that with me, and so I was very appreciative of that, having a guy like that to be able to line up against. Which in the first few times you kind of scared a little bit, like, man, this Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson had been in the NFL ever since I was like 9 years old, so I've been watching him like my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Up until the point I was 23 and lining up against him. So, I've watched him for 14 years up until that point. So you can only imagine like how I felt, lining up against him for the first time. But I mean, it was a treat to be able to play with him my first 2 seasons because I learned so many things with him that I won't ever forget.
That's cool. And him and Brady, I'm pretty sure have a good relationship because of the Michigan bond they have there. So him and Brady are good friends.
And the tuck rule. I don't know if they friends because that tuck rule, man. Charles Woodson might have 2 rings on his finger if that tuck rule didn't happen.
Yeah, I watched the NFL Network thing on the tuck rule, and now I'm up drafted, so I got Mike Evans. I'll get Mike Evans. I mean, that's a no-brainer right there.
That's a good pick.
Especially now, Tom Brady throwing Mike Evans the ball. Speaking of Tom, so that'll be interesting to watch this year how he does in Tampa Bay.
So, I'm about to come up. When am I next?
Because the thing is, there's a lot of people in this league. So it goes like, if you're the first pick in the first round, like say you're the number 1 pick in the first round, you're the last pick in the second round. So it's like reverse order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now after time in Oakland, you get traded to America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, which is essentially, one of the biggest sports teams on the entire planet. When it comes to franchise worth and everything, it's right up there with, the Manchester Uniteds for soccer of the, word. So, when you go to Dallas, what are you thinking now that you're playing in front of these crazy passionate fans and the biggest team ever?
For me, it was like I finally get the chance to showcase my talents in front of the whole world. Just like you said. It is the number 1 sporting franchise.
Oh.
I'm on the clock, baby.
General manager here.
My auto pick would be DJ Moore. No, I don't want DJ Moore. Hold on, man.
You got Amari Cooper in there, but nah.
Coop, my guy. Coop is my guy. One of my old teammates.
I like Tyler Lockett too. He's one of my favorite guys. But the thing is, DK Metcalf now doing good. He won't get as many targets, Tyler. So.
Oh, damn.
What are you thinking?
DK Metcalf, my guy. Can I type in a name? Is Chris Godwin still here?
No, he's not. He got drafted. But you can type
in no!
The first Chris you see. Oh, you got to pick. 15. 14. Oh, no. Enter in the 10s.
Quick, make your pick.
Okay. Quick. Imagine, you'll get DJ Moore if you don't pick in the next 3 seconds. There you go, Adam Thielen. Man, I love that guy, sturdy.
Dang, man. I wanted to get Chris Godwin.
You can trade for. I don't think anybody's not going to accept a trade from a guy who played in the NFL. So if you request a trade, I'll make sure they accept it. Kick him out of the league.
Let's see.
But
Nah, I gotta find a running back. Okay. What was I talking about?
Talk about going to the Cowboys, getting traded.
Oh yeah, so going there, man, it was awesome. I was like, it's time to showcase my talents, let everybody know I'm out here really balling, and that's what happened. I did pretty well there. Should have stayed. I shouldn't have left in 2018, but I did, and hurt my foot, and then everything kind of went downhill. But going to play for the Cowboys, it was awesome, man. I mean, that's the number 1 franchise out of all sports.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm playing with them. On the number 1 sporting, the number 1 sport in the United States, which is football. It was awesome, man. I enjoyed my time there. I started off, and our team was bad. Pulled Miami, I think the 4th day there, the 4th game there. Coming from Oakland when it's like 65 degrees all the time, and going to Dallas in September when it's like 100 degrees and humid all the time. I was cramping up after every practice, dehydrated all the time, and I think, the game that you saw Chris Collinsworth talking about, I'm not the fastest guy or whatever. I pulled my hamstring on that play. Literally, my first catch as a Dallas Cowboy was a 68-yard bomb, and I would have walked in the end zone, but I pulled my hamstring.
Oh, you're up.
Oh, now I'm picking again?
Yeah.
Dang, hold on. Okay.
Juju?
I'm not picking Juju.
Yeah.
That's my guy that went to St. Collins. I need a running back now. Ooh.
Who you thinking now? Le'Veon Bell?
How are these guys still on the board? Okay, hold on. Who's best available? Who's the best available? Zach Ertz is still on the board?
Man,
I might have to go get Zach Ertz. That's 12, 13 catches a game, Chris. That's 12, 13 catches a game. Hold on.
I probably need a quarterback soon.
Odell Beckham is still there. Chris, he's nice. Robert Woods, my guy, he's still there.
Quick, make your pick.
Dang.
Come on. 5, 4, 3.
I'm gonna go with my guy right here.
Quick. Oh, you just got that off.
TG!
You just got that off in time. Last second.
I just got that off, baby.
Coming in clutch right there. I'm up in 2 picks, but now talking about the Cowboys, one of my favorite guys in the league, and I'm a Giants fan, so I am the most unbiased person because I really love Dak Prescott, not just because he's great at football, because I watched him at Mississippi State. I think he beat Alabama, and that's how I started loving him. I'm like, he beat Alabama. I'm a Notre Dame fan. He beat Alabama. That's my guy.
You're a Notre Dame fan? We got to talk about that.
Have you ever played Notre Dame? I meant to ask you that.
I went to USC.
Well, yeah, so you played Notre Dame.
And we beat them all the time. I just want to let you know that.
Right now, USC never going to beat Notre Dame right now. Today.
It doesn't matter because when I was there, we only lost to them once. I'm 3-1 against Notre Dame. So I'm talking to Jalen Smith. I'm talking to Golden Tate. I'm talking crap to Zach Martin, everybody. You can't beat me. Okay, continue.
I'll line you. But, anyways, so Dak Prescott's a great guy off the field from what I've heard, and I know he is. Everything he does, a class act. He's a true leader of a football team. So, off the field, I know you're friends with Dak. What's he like? Not on the field, but off the field.
Oh, I mean, just like one of your closest homeboys, man. I mean, really cool, down to earth, chill, laid back guy. Loves to, he likes to do stuff that I like to do. He's a golfer. He likes to fish. He likes to do real, laid back stuff. Obviously, he likes to have fun and, go out and have a good time, every once in a while. But he's really laid back, family oriented, keeping his brothers and, his close friends, close to him, If you go to his house right now, if he's home, he's literally there with his brother Tad, and his really close buddies that he went to school with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why a guy like him has been able to have the amount of success that he's had, and and stay grounded. And I love Dak, man. Dak is my guy. You know what I'm saying? He was my favorite quarterback to play for. I got the most catches from him. In my career. I wish I would have stayed there. I'll keep saying that. I wish I didn't leave in free agency. He was one of the main guys that was telling me, man, just stay. Just stay. And I was hard-headed. I wanted to go. And then I ended up coming back while being hurt. And it just didn't work out so well in 2018. But, Dak is a really good dude, man. Really good dude.
Yeah, it's cool. Dak is a great guy. Everything. I know everybody probably hates on him. I don't know, because they're the Cowboys, so everybody's going to hate on Dak. But anyways, you go to Arizona, and I know you become friends with Patrick Peterson, because I've seen you guys golf together. I saw that YouTube video. I know you just posted one, so I'll put it up. I know you probably, that thing up there, that information box or whatever. I'll put your YouTube channel. Go subscribe to that. But
hey, appreciate you, dog.
Yeah,
appreciate you, man.
I got you. So anyways, yeah, Patrick Peterson, he's another one of the top lockdown corners in the league, and he could probably be a wide receiver if he wants to. So, what's your relationship with Peterson like? And talk about him as a football player, because I don't think he gets the love he really deserves.
Yeah, I've known Pat since I was in high school because he was supposed to go to USC with me.
Yeah.
And we both played in the same U.S. Army All-American team coming out of high school um, as, highly touted recruits, as you will, if you will. And so I've known Pat for a while, man, and it was really cool to, re-link up with him, being teammates in Arizona. Um, being the guy that I am, see the way I went to the Cardinals thinking that, it was going to be me and Larry. I spent a lot of time going against Pat. And shoot, he's definitely the best corner that I've ever faced in the league, like ever. Practice, in the game, ever. I mean, first of all, he's a big dude. He's like 6'1", 6 feet 6'1". He's like 205, 210. Thick guy. Like he's not skinny. Thicker guy. He could play safety. If he gained like 15, 20 pounds, he could play linebacker. I mean, he's a 4'3" guy, super fast. He can catch the ball. His instincts are crazy. I mean, this dude has like 5 to 6 different styles of like press techniques that he can play. So you never know what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So you're always lining up like, okay, last time he did this time he might do this, or he could do this because he did this to me yesterday. So you gotta always be ready to go out there and and be ready to react to whatever he's gonna do and try to put pressure on him. But it's hard to try to do that to a guy like him because you're always thinking about, what's the next play? Like, what is he going to do? Like, I don't know what he's going to do. Let me try to figure that out. So I enjoy playing with him, man, because we had a lot of battles. And, like I said, I've been knowing him since I was in high school. So it was just fun to be out there and talk crap with him and do all that. And, have a really good relationship with him off the field. We spend a lot of time on the golf course together, hanging out, families, travel, trips, all that. So, really good dude. And, I hope this year he goes out there and, quiets all the critics because there's been a lot of people, kind of questioning him, and I guess the last few years or whatever. So I know he's ready to go out there and let them know what time it is.
Yeah, and talking about the golf course, golf-wise, because you've faced many, I'm not talking golfers, but I'm talking like NFL players. You've faced many NFL players. Justin Pugh, I also saw that one, was your teammate in Arizona. He was one of my favorites back when he was at the Giants. This guy was amazing.
Right. Giants player, yeah.
He's a guy who I feel like has been in the league for 20 years. Yeah, he was drafted in like 2013. So
he was drafted with me. We came in the same year.
Yeah, and now, who is the best golfer out of all the NFL guys you've played?
Okay, well, the best that's kind of like a loaded question. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I have an answer, but it's gonna kind of be hard to say it without like explaining a couple other people, right? Yeah. So the best NFL TV golfer, when I say TV, like he goes to pro-ams, he plays in big tournaments, and he does well, is Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald, he knows how to turn it on when it's time to turn on. So when that TV, when them cameras and them lights on Larry, he's going low, he's birdieing, he's eagling, he's doing all that. But I would say between the guys, there's a lot of guys that play. Like Golden Tate is really good, receiver for the Giants. Golden Tate can play. Jermaine Kearse, he's retired now. He can play. Sam Bradford, quarterback, he can play. Nick O'Leary, you might not know this guy, but played tight end for Florida State, played for the Bills for a while, played with me in Miami, and now he's currently on the roster for the Raiders. His grandfather is a guy named Jack Nicklaus.
I know who Jack Nicklaus is. One of the best of all
time.
Yeah.
Right, and I played golf with Nick about a month ago. I was in Miami in July, and I played with him. And he's a stick, man. Like, he can play. Like, he's really good. And I didn't know that. Like, I knew he played, but I didn't know how good he was because I never played with him. So he's really good. But the two guys that I would say that I've seen countless times play golf and, make great shots and great putts when they're needed to, I would say it's either Patrick Peterson or it's Andre Roberts. Andre Roberts plays receiver for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Those two guys are
you
really
play with
good.
Jack Nicklaus because I think it's Nicholas. I have like a picture of him in my room, autographed by Jack Nicklaus. So I think my grandfather gave it to me. So he's one of the best ever. Now I'm on the clock. I don't know who I should pick. I need a running back, so I'll just get Devin Singletary, Cam Akers out of Florida State. I'll get him. So there we go. Quick to the point there, but
I got a couple picks coming up.
Yeah.
Ooh, Will Fuller. Ooh, Michael Gallup, my guy.
Will Fuller.
AJ Green. Oh, he's healthy. I'm picking him.
Hope he stays healthy, because now he's got who throwing him the ball, Joe Burrow. So we'll see how that turns out. Why you think Joe Burrow won't start week 1?
No, I think he is. I'm giving that look like that's why I'm about to pick AJ Green.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow throwing that ball.
The thing is, Joe Burrow I think it's all about fit for Joe Burrow too. I hope that Cincinnati is the right place for him, but because we saw him at LSU compared to Ohio State.
Ooh, Dak is on here too. Oh, I already got Patrick Mahomes. Dang. Can I get 2 quarterbacks?
Yeah, you can get 2 quarterbacks. You need a backup.
Why is Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers still on here? What's wrong with these people?
Listen, talk to ESPN. I'm not I'm my own media source, so I'm no ESPN here.
What? How are these guys still available? Okay, Rob Gronkowski? Come on, Chris. What's wrong with these people? I'm getting Gronk. Are you kidding me? Should I get Gronk or should I get AJ Green?
We'll see how Gronk does. Because now Gronk's in an offense with so many people probably getting touches on the ball. Here, you're up. Oh.
Is Devontae Parker out here? Where's he at? Where's my guy?
I think he might have been selected already. Maybe.
Where's Uncle Tay at, man? CeeDee Lamb. Ooh, there he is still on the board. Cole Beasley, my guy. Danny Amendola, my guy. Okay, Chris, I'm about to do you dirty right now.
Devontae Parker was picked last pick, so that sucks.
Literally, he was. Yeah. Okay. I'm going with Gronky.
Not sure about that one. Not gonna lie, not sure about. My tight end that I wanted. I think I got Zach Ertz from you because I picked Zach Ertz after you talked about him. But Waller.
That was a good pick.
Dallin Waller on the Raiders. I don't know if you're familiar.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
He's good.
Yeah, he's
John
a beast.
Gruden likes him, so when your coach likes you, you better be good. You know what I'm saying?
Dan Waller, yeah, he's a beast. He balled that shit. He had 90 catches.
Yeah, I watched Hard Knocks last year. I watched Hard Knocks.
He's a beast.
I think it was last year, and I don't know if do you watch Hard Knocks, like the TV show?
I've watched a few of them. I didn't really watch the Raiders one last year.
I'm watching the one now.
How was the one now with the Rams?
It's the Rams and Chargers. It's actually interesting because of like COVID and stuff. So,
I didn't do the Rams, the Chargers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Rams and Chargers, both LA teams.
Oh, it's both of them.
Yeah, it's both LA teams in one.
I thought the Rams did one a couple years ago though.
Probably did because I think the Cowboys. You were the one with the Cowboys.
Because they had their eye on him too.
Hold on, who's this talking?
Oh, did you press Q on somebody? Because if you press Q on somebody. And then they draft. They got Kareem Hunt there. And now you're up again. So, we'll see.
Okay, hold on.
With Dak.
Mark Ingram on there. Ooh, Will Fuller, Michael Gallup. I'm about to get my dog Mike. Mike gonna go for 1,500 this year.
We'll see. Let's see what it predicts him to get.
Ooh, my guy Tay Murray. Tay-Train. CeeDee Lamb gonna ball too this year, so I'm gonna just go get. Ooh, should I get my guy Mike? I gotta get my guy MG. Ooh, you see that boy right there?
Michael Gallup. All right, so I'll probably get Dak because I gotta get a quarterback. So hopefully he's.
You better get him.
Yeah, I'll get him. I'm up a few picks now. what I find interesting about you too is how you're like expanding your wings. Because I like when people, especially like you, they grow their name outside of their specific niche. So I'd say your niche would be like football, but you're doing golf and you're doing all this other stuff, and you're doing it with these big time golfers that are the YouTube golfers, not PGA golfers. But I don't know, are they PGA or YouTube?
No,
All right,
no.
yeah.
Just young guys that like to play golf and have fun.
Yeah, so for your YouTube channel, if you want to talk about it and like what you do on it, because I know you did stuff with like moon balls, which I found pretty interesting. Just kind of brag about yourself for a bit and your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel, Brice Butler. Just simple as that. Just out there, just giving some, fun golf content. Like golf is something that I've been doing for about 5 years now, and it's enjoyable. It's frustrating. You get angry on the course sometimes. You laugh on the course. You can cry on the course, and it's a beautiful game. It's a game that helps you as an NFL athlete as well too. It just teaches you patience. Helps you to understand, like, hey, everything might not always go the way you plan, but your next shot, you have another chance to redeem yourself on the shot that you just had. So that's what I try to show on my channel. I also have a specific series that's like the one that I did with Patrick Peterson that will be called. I'm changing the name. It will be called The Back Nine with Brice. I'm going to get like really cool individuals like Patrick Peterson, people like Golden Tate, Reggie Bush, Schoolboy Q, like skateboarders like Eric Carlson, Sean Mato. I got guys like that to be on the show and just show us having fun, casual conversations on the course and doing just the same thing that you're doing, Chris. Just asking questions, doing your research, digging into those Google Docs and all that, trying to get some research on guys to ask them good, intelligent questions. And that's all I'm doing, man. I'm just trying to let people in and let them know that the game of golf is a fun game. It's therapeutic, and everybody can do it. It's a game that allows for even playing field. Like for instance, if you don't hit the ball that far, like you don't have to play from the back tees. You can play from the up tees, right? Mm-hmm. If you're a 20 handicap and you can't score anything below 100, like you add that into the game that you're playing, and then it makes it an even playing field. So now my par and your double bogey could mean the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to show people that golf is a great game that everybody can play it from every walks of life, and not to feel fearful or scared to walk into a country club and to play a game that you don't really have too much experience in. So that's all I'm trying to do, and my page is growing. I'm getting a lot of views and get some subscribers out there, so we might have to have you come out and play with me one day, bro.
Yeah, exactly what I did today when you said you don't know how to play golf too much, but you go out. I go to the driving range a fair bit of times, but definitely not like on a course. So I did 13 holes today. It was fun, and then I went home and watched some golf as we talked about earlier. I'm still in shock about how Dustin Johnson, unfortunately he couldn't win, but how he made that putt now.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And also, you're a DJ. You made mixes for the Dallas Cowboys when you were there. Did all this cool stuff. So I know you made the nickname DJ. DJ Duffel before you actually became a DJ, which is funny. So
yeah,
did you want it? Was DJing always sort of a thing in the back of your mind? And did you just become a DJ because of your name? So how did this all happen? Why did you want to start DJing?
That's funny. That's a great question, though. When I DJ'd, so growing up, it started when I was, around your age or probably younger. Like I always was into music. I had a lot of music. My dad was into music. He played the bass guitar, so we had a lot of CDs and stuff at the house that I used to listen to. It was Red Hot Chili Peppers and Naughty by Nature, like stuff like that, man. So I was listening to all different types of music. So when I was in high school, when the iPod, I don't even know if you know what that is. When the iPod.
My mom had one. I remember that when I was real young. Just the music on the iPod. That little.
Yeah. So when you just had the iPod, I had music. I had music for days, man. I used to download music all the time. And back in the day, before there was like streaming, there was some, things like LimeWire and stuff where you could download music it was illegal, so cops don't come arrest me. But you used to download music or whatever, and I was the guy that had all the music. I made all the CDs for people. I did all that type of stuff. So it kind of was like happening for me without even really knowing. And then when I got to college, there was a guy that did like wedding. He was a wedding DJ, and he would set up lights and chairs, and he did all that stuff for weddings. And so I was introduced to him for a summer job, just to make some money while I was in college. And that's, I guess I could say, when the love kind of DJ kind of came to me. Like, this is cool. I like this. I've always been a guy that had music. I used to play music at parties and stuff like that. And, he was teaching me how to cue up music and how to read the crowd and do all that. And then, a couple years later, man, I'm in the NFL now. And one of my teammates, I think he was bored. One of my teammates named C.O. Moore, he bought like a DJing set. And like, I used it more than he did. Like, I just was so intrigued by it. I was like, man, this thing is sick. Like, I wasn't good at it, but I was like, this thing is awesome. I want to try it. I want to do this and do that. And then, with anything, like, I'm the type of person, if I'm involved in something and I like it, I'm going to like try to get really good at it. I'll take my time. I'll take 6 months to a year, 2 years, whatever, just to get good at it, master it, learn as much as I can about it. And I did that with that. And so it just ended up me meeting the right people and getting really good at it. And then I started doing parties at, bars and clubs and stuff like that. And, when I got to Dallas, just like we were talking about earlier, I'm on the number one teaming franchise in the world, right? And, they find out that there's a guy that actually DJ'd that was on the team, and everybody wanted me to come DJ their parties. And so it kind of started getting crazy, man. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, this is getting too much, and I want to play football. Like, I want to focus on football. Like, this is what I do. I can DJ at any time. You can be 70 years old and DJ if you wanted to. So I ended up deciding to stop so I could just focus on the game. I still have my equipment here. If there's any time that you were like, hey, bro, I want a Drake mix or something like that, I can make it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do stuff like that, but I do not do parties and stuff like that anymore. I kind of miss it, but I'm okay with not doing it.
Especially not now. Got to stay 6 feet away, everybody. If you're watching this, make sure staying 6 feet away out there. But, yeah, it's funny. And I was just thinking of something, but really it happened last interview. Like, I thought of something so cool too, and it crosses my mind. But anyways, I have a few rapid fire questions for you as well. So
let's do it.
Yeah. What's your favorite stadium to play in?
Favorite stadium?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I might be up now. Oh, no.
I'm up soon too. I like. Damn, I'm supposed to answer this faster than that.
Yeah, it's alright.
You know what? I really enjoyed every home team that I played for stadium. If I had to pick one, I would say, and people are going to be mad, but I'm going to just say, just for the atmosphere, it was like rugged and dirty. I would say playing at the Coliseum when I played for the Raiders, man. Like, that stadium was old, but it was rocking in there.
Yeah, it's different. Who did the Rams played in there recently too? I think. Or no. Oh, Oakland Coliseum. But I was thinking of the other Coliseum. Well, anyways.
The Oakland Coliseum.
Yeah. What's your go-to snack on the road?
Right now it's Chex Mix. Cheddar.
Who is your favorite PGA golfer?
Tiger Woods. No question. Hands down.
Who's the best corner you've ever faced?
I would say Patrick Peterson. Teammate.
Yeah. Who's your biggest role model?
My father, my dad, Bobby Butler.
And in 3 words, describe yourself.
Charismatic. I think the word is empathetic. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
And I would say determined. Bam.
There you go. And who is going to win the 2021 Super Bowl?
I hope it's not COVID, So I hope the
say-
season finishes.
Well, let's say it does finish and it goes through to February.
I would say the final will be.
Oh, you're up.
Patrick Mahomes is going back. He's going back.
Going back to back. All right, you're
And
up.
I would hope that the Cowboys go.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I would say I'm gonna say the Chiefs. The Chiefs.
Yeah. Andy Reid, great coach there.
He's a great coach.
And they got a good foundation around Mahomes, so I think that's why his transition went so much easier compared to a bunch of these other young quarterbacks, being thrown into these situations where they can't do anything for themselves.
Well, Robbie Anderson plays for the Carolina Panthers now. I don't think he's gonna do as good there as he did with the Jets.
And a lot of rookies. J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, I only got 10 seconds.
I don't even know what position I need.
I'm gonna go with my guy, James Crowder.
There you go.
I got another pick coming up soon, so Christian Kirk, my guy.
Arizona. How do you think Kyler Murray's gonna do this year?
I think he's gonna ball out.
Yeah,
I mean, dog,
well,
you got
everybody's
Andre
hyping-
Hopkins, you
Yeah.
got Christian Kirk, you got Larry Fitzgerald, and you got
Chris.
and you got my boy Kenyon Drake. They're about to go crazy, bro.
Yeah, and because everybody's hyping him up like, oh, this might be, MVP Kyler we'll see this year. So we're gonna see what happens. I think, got a good chance. You make a point there. I wonder how the is it? We got Patrick Peterson, so I'm not too familiar. Besides Peterson, who do they have there?
They got a guy. They
They
got
got
a
a D
guy.
lineman that's good. They got a
They have pretty
pass
good
rusher.
corners. They just lost Robert Alford. He's out for the season, and then they had a young corner from Washington, I think, that was doing well last year. They just drafted that guy in the first round from Clemson.
Oh yeah, Isaiah Simmons. I forgot about him. Simmons. Everybody's hyping him up too to be some big star, and now everybody forgets about him after the draft. Now you're up again.
How many receivers can I pick?
You can pick
how many receivers?
I think it's you can pick because there's a bench, but I mean you don't have to, because once the interview's done, you can do whatever you want or whatever. But
who has a good defense? I need a defense. I didn't even know I had to pick a defense.
yeah, most people don't pick a defense until the final rounds because it's not as important as. But I would, because they're gonna be on your team every week.
The Bills' defense is good.
Yeah, Tre'Davious White, Ed Oliver. This guy's top of my. I like Sean McVay. I interviewed a guy who plays softball with Sean McVay, so maybe not Sean McVay. Who is it? Doug McDermott.
Oh,
I was thinking of not like a young coach, but you know what I mean, like a coach that hasn't been coaching for like Belichick type coach. So
yeah, right.
I do like McVay though. He's a good guy, smart guy. Now, get back to these rapid fire questions here. What's one place that you haven't visited that you want to visit?
Any country in Africa. I want to go to Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, some spots down there. Also, I want to go to a lot of places, but Africa first.
Yeah. And now, in like one sentence, what's the biggest misconception about being an NFL player?
That everybody makes $1 million.
And now,
I think the biggest misconception is everybody thinks that you're a millionaire if you're in the NFL. It's not true.
Yeah. And now, define happiness.
Having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and letting it run your life the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, I like that. And that's about all I have for you, Brice. But I really like what you just said. And to be honest with you, it's one of the funnest interviews I've done. Not because of so much fantasy, too, because you're just a great guy, energetic and everything. So I like when somebody helps me contribute to the interview because I've been doing this for over a year now. And when somebody helps me and like they got the energy that you want, it's not kind of just it was fun. You know what I'm saying? So.
it's gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
I love it, man. So I'm glad I was able to get on here with you, man. And if you need me anytime, man, just feel free to give me a call. Send me that DM. I'm gonna follow everything on the gram. I'm gonna beat your behind in this fantasy football every week. When I want to make a trade, you better make the trade with me.
I got you. Anyways.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. It was dope.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And as I mentioned, if you want to check out your YouTube channel, everything's like in the description. So go subscribe to you because I really like your videos. They're actually very interesting and funny. I'm not just saying that just to be nice. I'm actually like meaning like go check out his channel. It's actually really cool, especially seeing guys like Patrick Peterson on the course and stuff. So keep it up with your channel.
Thank you, man. You too. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Thank you. And everybody, I'm Chris Dailey of the Sports Court signing off. I'll see y'all next time.